things onto you,
Live.
beloved and holy friend.
Do you need a thing for chat?
Maybe. Thank you for joining me again on another day. A conscious evolution. Today's stream topic. Joy Vive was asking about you, making it very clear that you are still, in fact, my favorite friend. I tried to shout at him while doing yoga, and I saw you having a conversation, and I was like, no, I'll compliment him later. So here we are.
Nice.
That is his electronic vaporizer. I appreciate you, friends, for joining me. Let me just introduce today's stream topic. I believe this might not necessarily be something that most people can relate with, but it depends also on the demographic. Essentially, all of us, in this room at least, are gamers, right? And all of us have, at some point in our lives, experienced the rage that comes with making mistakes, or you're in a gunfight and you lose that fight, and then suddenly you're overcome with this "Arr!" in this world as this version of yourself. And I had that moment last night, and I was like, wait a second, if there is this ability for me to interface with a dimension and then get angry in this one, is there another level to that where me, this version of me, interfacing in this reality, and a higher version of me getting angry at this version of myself? And if so, what is that version of me getting angry at?
I don't know. It depends on like how you want to view it, I guess. I really enjoy the entire aspect of obviously the greater I, and I feel like it's more like the rage that you feel is seeping backwards. I don't know if it's like always only upstream. Like I feel like it is so encompassing that you yourself will be influenced by it. So your own mistakes are, that's why you get angry at your own mistakes, because you're like, but I can see that thing is better. Why am I not good enough? Why am I? And you keep cycling that rage. And whether that rage comes from downwards, upwards, because yeah, you are just everything. And yeah, I'm gonna ramble a lot.
I appreciate you rambling because it's making me think, dude. It is making me think. Like I feel the hardest experience, you know, is trying to, at least in my fractal, understand what I would consider a mistake as the highest version of myself, right? And I feel, weirdly enough, the biggest mistake I can make from my highest perspective is not love myself.
Yeah, well, be angry and be like, you know what? No, fuck you. You're bad.
Be bitter, be like hateful of the world. That's the biggest mistake I can make, dude.
You know what's very funny to me? I feel like I've gotten very good at being zen throughout a lot of stuff. Gaming doesn't do it as much anymore. The thing that kills me these days is driving. And so I really relate, because like even when I know I should be able to be calm, I can't.
Dude, today an oak on an uphill drives in the middle of a 2-lane road, dude.
And they're like,
I'm instantly angry.
So can I tell you the thing that gets me and why I feel like it is that way? I try a lot in my life not to look at stupid, because stupid is stupid, and you're sitting here going, but now I'm angry because you're being stupid. But the issue with driving is it's dangerous. So I have to look into the stupid.
I heard this interesting take, bro, on driving, and that there's a certain level of dissociation that happens, because instead of it being people walking past each other and the stakes that are involved with that, now suddenly both of us are in like 2-ton vehicles. That if you make a mistake, things get mangled, right? Your soft bits do not stand a chance in that fractal. So it changes the way we see the other person. It dehumanizes them, and we see them as a 2-ton thing instead of as a person.
And the point is, you have to. It's one of those safety measures. You can't. It's why I would love to just drive like nobody else is on the road, but then you're gonna die because somebody else is gonna make a mistake.
And dude, like the moments, just in myself, I consider myself a good driver, and I'll find myself for a split second not paying proper attention, and then before I know it, I'm a little bit veered, and I'm like, hey dude.
Like people driving on their phones. I once I want to pit
Like
maneuver.
that dude that was in the middle of the two roads. Like when I eventually pulled to the side of him, I see him on his cell phone.
Bro, I feel like I'm going to die if I use a phone. Like I genuinely feel like I'm gonna look up and there's gonna be a car in front of me and I'm gonna die.
Like, is it really that
So,
entertaining?
doesn't
You
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
this anger that gets brought out. It's again like, yeah, you're angry, but it's like it's not anger. I don't know what emotion it is because it's a self-preservation anger, and that like self-preservation makes you frustrated because it's almost this anger of like
Acceptable.
Why do I need to feel this way? How am I in a situation where I have to be angry?
Dude, okay, so the anger I felt that was like that today was having to worry about having weed on me that is legal because of our police system, right? I was like, what the fuck? I'm not
Yeah,
supposed to
even when
feel these things and think in this way, right? Sure, this legal weed that you have on you is like tucked away in this corner of your leg, so if they come and pull you over again, which they have, I don't know if you heard the story. I take these hooks, to a and on the way there, bro, this police officer pulls us over, dude. And he's like, yo, this is a stop and search. So everybody
It's
out
not
of the
allowed.
car. I must know, and I know that now. I can ask them to produce their warrant for having a legal stop and search reason. But in that moment, bro, he's a police officer and I'm complying, right? And he pats each of us down. He goes into the cabios. He opens our boot. He opens the spare wheel bay. And then he goes through my bag, bro, and he opens the bag inside of my bag, and he sees my weed in there. And they take my weed, and he's opening it, like emptying the contents onto the police seat. And I can see the other police officer coming. And as soon as he's like close enough of the weed to be smelled, he's like, I smell weed. Like he likes the smell of it, kind of vibes. And then they pull up their cell phone showing me the guy they busted yesterday. This guy's getting 14 years now. You should get about 10 years. They
They're
tell
just
me.
lying.
Yeah, looking at my weed, and then he's like, yeah, the other oak, the one that came there is like, yeah, you'll probably have to like think about selling your fucking organs to afford the amount of legal
You
bills.
see, now
It's
the
gonna
one thing
cost
that's
you.
very nice for me is at the place I buy my weed, you're only allowed to become a member if you pass a test
Yeah.
regarding the law.
That is literally how I got out of that whole fractal. I showed them the test regarding the law
I'm
that I
like-
passed. I was like, look at this, bro.
Well,
I'm completely in my rights.
I
And then
don't
he
know.
was like, he realized I knew something about that. And then they let me go, and he was like, yo, but I'm keeping your weed because I have to show my officer that I did actually do my job today. And I was so happy to just fucking
They
get
leave.
away from there.
So they just
And I'm
leave
out 2 grams worth of weed, bro.
Yeah, you see, for me, the thing is,
Perfectly
I
legal weed.
Perfectly.
one of my favorite things is I don't take our cops seriously at all, and it's a sad thing that I do, but I don't. You must
They do
know.
nothing.
You must know that I do not respect you when you stop me. I will. My favorite one is
Like
me negotiating
for me,
bribes.
respect.
dude.
I don't trust them. That's the thing that's bad, bro. Like respect is thing that I think you can still earn if you're a good police officer. For instance, I respected that police officer that
Oh,
did
yeah,
his
that
job
actually
seriously
did help
with
us,
my
yeah.
stuff getting stolen.
Yeah.
Because he did try to at least go through the steps, right? And there was a respect for me, but trust, right? And there are police, bro.
Yeah, but
They're
the thing is, you
supposed
have to understand that. And like one of the things about living in our country, and like the Americans have it weird because they have to sit with it because they're almost police stated.
Yep.
Because their police are so aggro. Our police aren't aggro almost at all.
Yeah, at least
The only
our police rarely fire on us.
Yo, no, dude. The last time I've seen that is when they get shot back at. Like I very rarely have ever heard of somebody shooting first.
Yeah.
And so that's one of our legal systems. Like that's the nicest part. We have a really solid legal system. So
Our legal system's
unless
pretty good.
it's the best in the world. It's
Yeah.
best or second best in the world because it's so far forward. We were one of the first people to allow gay marriages. We were one of the first people to do like a bunch of stuff because our system works off the English system, and then South Africa sat and upgraded it. And so we have a really solid legal system. So unless you fuck up and do not know the really nice legal system, it's kind of your own fault. You have to know where you can push to, where you can't, and also just how our country generally works. One of my favorite things was whenever you drive long distance, just keep $100 on you. Just always, because it's going to save you in situations where you could just be like, yo, dude, please, I know you don't want to do your job. It's a parking ticket or it's a thing. $100, dude, can we just make it disappear? And solid. And there's this part of me that really wishes that we could get a balance between that and actually doing our jobs. Because in my mind, if I get stopped and my license isn't properly done, it shouldn't be a 500 rand fine. There's no reason to. I'm sorry, I fucked up a little bit. Here's a little bit of extra money. I go away, you go away. Both people win. But you shot Jenny. That's something you should take serious. And I wish we could balance that act better.
For me, the thing is the fact that the police don't do anything. Realistically,
Yeah.
There's no actual use for
They
it.
don't investigate or try and catch people.
if there's a murder happening, the person's murdered, and then maybe they'll think about doing something afterwards.
Yeah. So I like to do a little bit of a whoo on the conversation. I think this frustration that gets built up is this it's both an attachment to this idea of what you think should be done, but it's also a justified disappointment. And so you sit with the weird shaky feeling that isn't quite anger, but it's also not quite disappointment, and it's also not resentment. It's this weird intermixed emotion, and I don't know how where the emotion really comes from, or why it lingers. But I think that lingering has to come from something of the attachment part. And yeah, you can detach, but you also can't, because then nothing gets done. And so you have to strike that balance, specifically bring back to the gaming thing, that, or one of Tiger Woods, who's the real golfer, he used to say that whenever you get angry, you channel it into playing better. Because you're going to get angry. You have to understand that it is going to happen because you have standards. And yes, you can remove everything to be the best. And so you have to balance the act of where do I want to get to versus how much effort do I want to put in. And if I'm not putting in that effort, I can't justify the anger. So it's a very interesting dichotomy that you have to bring up. It's why certain things you detach from because you can't do anything about them.
You're making me think specifically right now about the whole standards you just mentioned, right? The anger attachment to standards being compromised.
Want
Maybe
things
that's
to
what
be
it is,
different.
right? Because we understand that there should be, when we literally pay people's salaries, give them company cars, right, to do a job, that they meet that standard, right? And I feel like it's not unreasonable for us to expect that. And I feel I think that's what happens in America especially, is that the worst kind of character of a person ends up being attracted to that role. Which is a dichotomy as well.
There's a very good post that I saw on Reddit where they were the thing that happens is if you want to save lives, you become a doctor. If you want to rescue people in an emergency situation, you become a firefighter or a trauma medic. If you want to control people, you become a police officer. Because the police officer, yes, his role is to do justice, but it's through the control and putting down of other people. You're not there to rescue them. Sometimes you are, and only the really important people who are there and actually care enough are. Most people are there to degrade you, try and push you because I have a role higher than yours and I get to do it.
But I'm seeing the rescue situation still though, of a bad person holding hostage an innocent person. And then I'm seeing the fractal of 55 police officers outside doing nothing technically until there's a critical point reached where again, and that's why I get the whole Second Amendment thing as well, where people are every single person and their child needs to be locked up.
But the thing that's important to remember is in Switzerland still has mandatory conscription in a sense where every person has to have a year and a half or 2 years of service somewhere. And it doesn't need to be full-on service, it's just the training and handling. They don't have gun incidents, but they have the second highest gun ratio to people in the world. It's something every 1.7 people has a gun. So it's almost it's 1 in 2.
Yeah, they have these super cool firing ranges. They have firing ranges that literally fire over highways.
Yeah, but
because that's how well they understand their gun safety.
Because everyone comes in and everyone's trained. It's not you also can't just buy a gun over the shelf.
Yeah,
you have to go through
a licensing process.
It's why we don't really have gun issues in South Africa. We get them every now and again.
Cars as well, dude. You can't just get on the road without a license. No. But you can buy a
murder
weapon. Yeah.
And it's why everyone's like, yeah, it's not the guns problem, and it isn't. The guns don't do anything. Like I look at my family.
I sorry for interrupting
No.
you. Like one thing that I wanted to add to this, and I felt this came to me as like a, oh shit, that's probably why, with the whole gun safety thing in America. There are so many guns, like it's been a thing for so long that there are so many guns that by them creating more structure / regulation, they're basically going to open a massive black market.
Yeah, it
Which
happens.
is-
But look at what happened to alcohol.
Yeah.
You can't ban something; it doesn't work. And the issue that people are making, like I look at a bunch of the places doing the free drugs at the moment, or the open drugs. They're falling apart because their populace isn't stable enough to handle that responsibility of suddenly I can walk into a store and get meth. But why would you ever do that? Think about it for me for a second. Why? What is going through your head that you're like, I'm gonna go try some meth, dude. But you understand
I'll be right back,
where, like,
I'm gonna go get some milk and bread and meth.
so you understand the issue that comes in when you don't have an educated populace, and it happens over and over and over and over. You don't understand the critical issues that arise from, like, I don't know how to better, like, you know when you think about something and you see the thing in front of you, and then you can like open the back of it and just trace a million different possibilities using thing.
I love that. My favorite way of saying that is like you have this three-dimensional idea in your mind, and you're using words and sentences as paper mache to try and create a three-dimensional shape, and it's painful. Right?
Yeah, so yeah, I think a bunch of it just boils down to like inconsistent training or knowledge.
It's education,
No,
bro.
it is.
Because again, you know, like my favorite way of educating people on drugs is the whole three-prong kind of like fractal, right? Like there are three things that people do regularly.
3 buttons.
Technically, marijuana is actually a dopamine button. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
But it works through the dopamine system through your endocannabinoids, which isn't as addictive, fortunately, as pressing your dopamine receptors directly. But still, but I'll
It's how
call
people
I'll
do
call out
get
the main
addicted
three
to
ones,
it.
right? So dopamine, which is cocaine and methamphetamines, that kind of stuff, right? It blocks those receptors. Dopamine, when it comes to the cocaine fractal, is a reuptake inhibitor, so it makes you use your own. Where methamphetamine is literally giving yourself
Yeah, so it's free.
super physiological levels of dopamine, which is not
Yeah,
what you're.
you press the
Very
button
much
and
the
nothing in
same.
your life ever feels
Yeah,
again
that's
the
like
same.
that button again. Then the second one is opioids, right? So the pain part of your system, right? And pressing those buttons as well, having a button to press that makes you not feel pain doesn't make the pain any better. It just makes you dissociate from the pain.
It's why a lot of people get addicted to pain meds, because it's not the pain med, it's the fact that the pain
can just
goes away.
do that.
Addicting to
Right.
pain
And then the third one is information or serotonin. And that's where mushrooms and LSD and DMT come in. And there's a reason these two are very addictive. Because being able to tell yourself that you are the greatest thing ever, you are doing so well.
Yeah, like
yes,
one of my friends once said, imagine you have to go sing in front of 50,000 people, and I can just take a little bit of this, and now it doesn't feel so scary anymore.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now I kind of want to do it.
Yeah, and now the next time, but it's scary again, so I'm just going to take a little bit because it's going to feel bad, and now I can't take enough,
Dude,
now I need to take more.
I had that
More
conversation at a
and- yeah,
festival
more and
recently with that's why I stay far away from cocaine. Because as soon as I, for one stream, do cocaine and then come and live stream, that's like
It's over.
I'm doing a thing to do the thing, right? And that's a no-no.
No,
I should
and
be-
I quote you a lot actually, and it's one of those where when you were like, listen, it made me feel like myself, and I don't need something to make me feel like myself, and that sticks to me a lot because it really teaches how important it is and how quick. When you, it's the same issue I have with antidepressants, dude.
Mm.
Because a lot of people, when I talk to them about it, are like, yeah, it makes me feel like me again. And I'm like, but you understand that now the pill is you.
Mhm.
You're now addicted to the thing that you feel
And
like,
you
and you
are
can't
articulating
stop.
that's the version of you that you are.
And so, like, I was speaking to my cousin, and I kind of get a little frustrated when people are like, yeah, but the pills make me feel better. I'm like, yes, okay, cool, they did make you feel better. Are you on them now? No. Okay, great. Why are you not on it? And it's like, yeah, because I can make myself feel better. I'm like, yeah, okay. Do you still feel shitty? She's like, yes, I do. And I'm like, what do you do then? I make myself feel better. Cool, why didn't we start there?
I
Like-
believe again, feeling bad is a part of the human
It
experience.
happens, dude. You have to bring yourself
You have to.
out of
That
that
is definitely
point.
more part of the
And when you
experience.
take something else to make me just out of it, now you need to take that thing over and over and over until you feel better about it. It doesn't mean it doesn't help, but you can't keep using it. At some point, you have to stop and be like, cool, I'm going to move myself forward. As one of my friends said, if I cannot find happiness in depression, I can never not be depressed.
That's beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
It makes me
That's
think
pretty
about the
fucking
weed
good.
fractal as well, right? Like, and I had this conversation recently. Like, weed is definitely something that, and I articulate it this way. I don't think I'm addicted to weed, but I think I'm actually dependent on it, which is usually what people don't want. They think the dependency is the bad thing, and that's technically what you're articulating as well, right? And the way that I mentioned that is that I can go without weed, easy peasy.
Yeah.
But the version of me that I am without weed in my life is a little bit more irritable, is a little bit more self-centered, and doesn't care about what you're saying to me. It doesn't take the time to really listen,
Yeah.
right? So I use weed to like cut those high frequency at the
Out.
top of my brain, and then it allows me to be present with this
Yeah.
experience, right? And I feel it messes with me that I have to do that to be the version of myself that I want to be around people sometimes, right? Because again, it's the doing the thing to doing the
To
thing.
do the thing. Yeah.
However, I am capable without it.
You see, for
Like
me, the thing is, there's a difference as well. So,
I just want to say this before I lose it, right? Like one of the things that messed with me the most is when I was 19. So this is a long time ago at this point. I had my second girlfriend, and I mentioned to her that I wanted to go and smoke, and she joined me outside, and she didn't smoke. She wasn't really that into smoking, and I smoked, and then we continued our conversation. Like we were having a conversation, I was smoking, and then she, like when we went back to the room, mentioned to me that I am different when I smoke weed. And it's been messing with me ever since, bro. Because she liked the version of me that I was when I smoked weed. Right? And maybe there's a certain level
There's a
of
thing there.
yeah, exactly.
Latching on.
it's almost certainly, but like you and I have a very similar one, because for me, I really like weed. Like, it's really, really fun. But then, when I don't have it, I don't like sit there going, yeah, I need
Yeah,
more.
I need to now find weed
I
somewhere.
need it.
I need it. No.
Starts decomposing.
Yeah, no,
No.
I just move on with my life and
Yeah.
don't use it. And that difference is the key one.
But again, when I don't have weed, my way of moving on is stimming. Right? So I'll watch videos, or I'll eat food, or meditate. That's technically a form of stimulation for me too. Like I'll still fill that void with something, right? Like that need to experience a certain level of depth from my experience. And because again, I do believe weed makes me a little bit more social and makes it easier for me to relate to people. When I don't do that, I don't do that. Right? So it's easier for me to be completely alone, right? Isolating. And that technically is the real version of me. And like self-isolating presses dopamine button over and over again, manically individual. And I had to teach myself how to not do that, bro. And society unfortunately doesn't make it easier to not
They
do
don't.
No,
it.
because people really like dopamine, dude.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
It's very, very fun.
Have this dopamine box, John. Takes a sip of it. I had this profound moment of like appreciation for the vapes, even though I discontinued smoking them at that festival as well, bro.
Mhm.
Where I was in the experience of playing with lions, right? And I was like, I took a puff of John's vape, and it was passion fruit flavored, and I was overcome with a deep, profound sense of awe that I could just hold onto a little box and extract from the air passion fruit flavored air, dude.
It's just there. So delicious.
And it was very much like, oh wow, where am I right now? Right? Like, how is this even a thing?
Yeah. I love
The
technology.
things that just happen without you having to.
And it happened so fast, dude. Like, literally, if you go back 20 years, you doing that in front of a person would be met with, like, proper awe. Like, what the hell is that?
What the-
I've seen a cigarette, I've seen a joint. I've never seen something like that. a piece of alien tech. Like imagine someone seeing that thing, dude. Look
Yeah.
at it.
Even with the refractor.
The crystal,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Well, what's the quote? Is any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. And these are very much that. One of those things is like, I would really want to be able to make fire with my hands.
Me too. It's so
But
basic. Fire suddenly.
but like,
Somebody
fire.
donated us monies.
Oh,
I have to reach and,
Yeah,
and
you
just
have
say,
to.
it's Connor, give me pills. First comment I read, love you. Give me pills.
Nice.
With the freaking stone face, dude. More pills, please. Hey Connor, we have Duck Dad here. Jovan and
yo, there's
Zano.
so much.
And Katie and
I feel kind of bad
Nancy.
that I'm missing these. I'm gonna join you.
And Sam, love you, friend. Joy Vive, of course, here too. Bless all of you. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're having a fun time. Like, if this is a game, what game is it? Conversation simulator?
Okay, dude. There's been like this part of me that keeps gamifying things that I do. I'm like, just keep imagining myself as a character playing, and it makes doing stuff a lot
Yeah.
easier because you're,
You're
no longer
leveling
like,
up.
you're no longer like, oh man, fuck, I need to go do the dishes.
Playing.
And I'm like, oh fuck, dude, let's go, let's play with some
Literally,
water.
dude. And I'm gonna
That's good,
say
I
something, and I want you boys to receive it as still, you know, like me leaning into the comical side of it. But I've been getting tired of making food every day. And the only way that it's now still doable is again with the gamification of it, bro.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, first objective, butter in pan. Second objective, garlic and butter. Third objective, diced onions
You
in
see,
pan.
there's like, I feel like, and the thing
And
is,
I win every night. Poo, poo, poo. And it's like, dopamine. So I am, the gamifying helps, bro.
dude, it helps so much. And like, even the like viewing yourself as like whenever you learn or make your like neural net better, it's also entertaining. You're like, sick, dude, I'm making matches. And like, I feel like when you start extrapolating out a little bit more, it just becomes more entertaining. You know, so it's not so serious.
Yeah.
You're not so caught up in the like, oh, it has to be this way. And I like, fuck, dude, the dishes need to be done because like, it has to be done. No, it's just go play a game of doing the dishes.
Alan Watts
achievement.
says, you do
Maybe
dishes
achievement.
because it's nice.
Dish simulator.
Dishes are done for the nice, right? Because it's
Because clean
nice.
is
Having
nice.
clean dishes.
I had to
Yeah,
do
that's
that before you
nice.
guys came. I was like, fuck, the house is dirty. Fuck.
Clean dish.
Let's clean the dishes. Let's clean the house. Make it nice.
Thank you, Johan. It
That's
is
it.
nice.
Thank
bro.
you.
Your home is always nice, bro.
It's very.
It's definitely, it invites, because of this place as well, the cave.
I
It
love
is
this,
quite
dude.
well.
The like
Yeah.
little cave feeling.
It's very welcome.
It's vibes.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm gonna reach for our friends.
I'm looking.
Gamer Life, Zano, yeah. Yeah, we have Louisiana blessing all of our friends. So much energy and intention. You're getting blessed as well, Johan.
Thank you.
John and Max too, there's your names. Yeah, so much love and thank you,
What's up?
Louisiana. Indiana. Actually, give guns away as raffle prizes as well.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's like, wow!
It's wild.
Well done, Timmy! Have a free gun! You did so good! You're a winner, Timmy. You deserve everything, Timmy. Stomp over everyone else, Timmy, to get what you deserve. And here's a gun! Have a
Here's an
gun,
automatic
Timmy!
rifle. With two miniguns attached to it.
No, dude. We watched like the newest Mark Rober video, right? Like I love
Oh,
Mark
that's
Rober. He has 42 million subs
Yeah.
right now.
Is that the one with the wheelchair?
Yo.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. I've just noticed.
I mean, I was like
Bro.
super stoked for that little boy and him getting a wheelchair. But a part of his wheelchair, they strapped two automatic Nerf guns, dude. And my mind cannot not see the metaphysical layer of, you know, it's just one step away from actual murder weapon wheelchair, dude. And I'm like, bro, what are we teaching kids right now?
Yeah, no, it, like the thing
One
is,
more surprise.
And also the one more no.
I will not.
Also, one more surprise that they gave him is they gave him a literal live feed into the like his warehouse that he has access to an automatic rifle equivalent of a Nerf gun as well. That he can just at any time shoot at people in that room, dude. Like that's power they gave him over that space, dude. And a web portal, dude. Like,
You see, the thing is though, that's hilarious. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
It is cool.
The thing though is, again, under right education, nothing would go wrong. It would be a meme, and everyone would enjoy it, and he'd use it a little bit, and then that would be it.
Yeah.
But when you have to be taught that there's like limits. You see though, there's a part of me that hopes that because he's had the problems throughout his life, he won't abuse it. But I also know that there's a part of him that would be like, holy shit, power.
I mean, he seems like a good kid.
He does seem like a good kid. Dude, his parent, the way his dad talks and stuff, I think he's in a good
His
place.
dad is like a super dad, bro.
Mm.
Like I'm
Very
still
motivational,
like
supporting. Yo.
I want to share this as well, right? And I don't know how I feel about it still, but they knew that he was gonna be born
And
with a spinal deficiency. They knew.
my opinion, and it's
Yeah.
my opinion, is that it's not the right thing to do, but you have,
Yeah, exactly, because that would be my opinion as
was
well,
a very
from a
nice-
purely logical perspective. And then yet, you get to see on screen, which is technically a real person in the real world, a soul, right?
that's happy.
That's happy, that wants to be here, that really wants to be here, despite the fact that their spine no worky goody.
Yeah, that's not working.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to like pull myself back to like everything's fine. Stop crying. Oh, Dove just came
my God.
inside.
Hello.
Hello,
What?
Dove.
Okay.
What? And you went back outside.
What?
That felt special. That
It
felt
didn't
super
stop,
special.
It didn't hit anything. It just came
It
in,
didn't-
paused,
oh.
and
It was
died.
like, what's happening in here? And I was like, sick, cool
I
people
enjoy this.
being cool. And
I started feeding the birds, which is a meme.
Nice.
Because I was like, you know what? I see these birds all the time. Like, maybe let's get them. Now I have like millions of them around.
It's like, oh wait, this guy's cool.
Dude, I've watched so many stuff.
This is food man.
This is food man.
One
It's
of,
man
like,
food.
one of them is watching the doves try and like do their mating dance. That's one of the funny. So like, let's just imagine this. I need you all to imagine this with me. You're a woman, chilling, like trying to get food,
Suddenly beautiful.
and this dove comes fucking walking up like, "Hey, bitch, let's have sex." And you're like, "No." No, and he's like, "No, we're gonna do," and you're like, "No," and he's like, starts coming closer, and you turn around, you're like, "No," and you fly, and he fucking flies after you as you're trying to fly the fuck away from this dude, and he's running at full
Running
foot,
after
gets
you.
in his car, starts chasing you down the freeway. That's the doves. Imagine.
Determined.
And then, like,
Bro, don't even get me started with ducks. Oh,
yo, dude, it's right. The birds are weird.
please
The
don't.
birds are weird as fuck, dude.
And yet, I find deep love for the birds as well, bro. Despite the weird, there are other fractals of it. Because again, everything, right? And like for me, when I think birds, one of my most potent like fractals is that video of David Attenborough showing you this fractal of a bird cleaning like an entire spot, right? Making it super clean, like not a leaf on it. And then doing like a whole
Yes.
dance for the feminine, bro.
Yes.
And like that is like my idea of like, holy shit, bro.
Do you know what's my coolest fact? That they somehow developed, they have like their lungs, and like, so like, they basically have like their lungs, and then attached each 4 portions, and then each of those 4 sacs are then attached to their vocal cords. So they can both inhale and keep exhale while playing
Other
their
lung
songs.
sacs.
So while they're playing their songs, so that they never have to stop and can still breathe at normal pace.
That's pretty
So they can
sick.
also expel
Both
more
things.
air or less air by either contracting or not contracting those sacs.
I'm trying to imagine John with those sacs and what you would be able to sing.
I want
like.
more
Like
love.
in,
You can
out,
breathe
whatever you
forever.
want. You can play at 4 different intervals. You can play speed with the songs.
Oh, imagine being able to like push with different
Diaphragms.
Yeah, and then like creating.
Yeah, that's what they can do. That's why they can make the songs that they can.
That's sick. That's
That
so
would be-
cool, dude.
Dude.
I didn't know that. Thank you for
That's
teaching me
magic.
that.
No, dude. No,
The
birds
more
are-
you
birds
know.
are very cool.
The more you know, the more beautiful this place becomes. But the more you realize you don't know
Oh yeah,
And
also
this-
this.
Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know before today that I needed a second pair of lungs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely
Just
getting
get it.
synth lungs as soon as they're good,
If they're
bro.
possible.
Never have to worry about them.
Imagine being able just to take a sip of air and then extracting all of the oxygen from it, or stripping it. And you can technically keep depositing carbon dioxide into those lungs.
Can I-
keep
can I
depositing,
tell you
keep
one of the, like-
depositing. You're gonna have like literally a solid pebble of.
Do you know what's a weird fact about about us? Do you know that we do not have a sensor for telling if we're inhaling oxygen? The only sensor that tells you you're not currently dying is that you're expelling CO2.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Dude.
So like
exactly.
you don't know that whether you're breathing in the right things. You just know that you're breathing out the right
Carbon
things.
dioxide.
So
exactly.
that's why you can die without knowing that you're like breathing stuff when you're inhaling exhaust fumes. Because your body's telling you this is fine. I'm
You're still
exhaling
exhaling-
oxygen,
yeah,
carbon
carbon
dioxide.
No problems here. Checks out.
It's all
Checks
good.
out. Keep breathing. And technically, I mean, your need to breathe again, bro, is so strong that if you're drowning, there's a point at which you just inhale water.
It just happens. No control.
Yeah.
You like that. The response is so strongly built in. And again, we're already experimenting with it because of our divers. But you can technically breathe
Yeah,
a
but-
liquid.
Oh yeah. As long as yeah.
Actually make
You
it-
can.
Because there is
There's no worry about it. The only issue is your lungs can't normally, like, it's really hard to do the big
Yeah.
liquid. And there's not enough oxygen in the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Your body is also like, holy shit, there's liquid.
And then it
Which,
has a
but
reaction.
it doesn't need to. It's
It
just.
gets conditioned if you want
Yeah.
to do it. But like again, the reason they're trying to experiment with that is because when you're doing like deep sea welding and stuff like that, or deep sea diving, one of the biggest things is like the bends, right? Where it literally takes months to get down there. So
It's
instead
up.
of going through that, get up there, yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of going through that whole process, they literally pump your lungs full of a breathable liquid, which means that you don't get that same like literal, blood
Holy
extracting
shit,
oxygen. Like
that's pretty-
it's bonkers, dude, and they're doing
it's crazy
it.
to
They're
figure
figuring it
that
out.
Holy shit.
And eventually they're gonna. I don't know if I should go down this rabbit hole, but they're probably gonna use that tech when they perfect it to grow humans in environments.
No, well, the thing is, we knew humans could breathe like stuff because the embryonic fluid goes into your lungs and stays there. It's not like you're getting your oxygen. Actually, I have no idea where you're getting your oxygen.
You might get
from.
some of it through your umbilical cord.
Yes, you
I
get
believe
most of it.
I'm gonna.
I mean, you're
Google
getting
that.
blood through your umbilical cord, and
Yeah,
the
most
blood will
everything
probably be
exterior is
oxygenated.
good.
Yes,
Yes,
it's-
Where do baby in whom
In the home.
get oxygen?
I used to be a baby in a womb,
In the home. Getting oxygen.
getting
Yeah,
oxygen,
okay, yeah, it is.
getting oxygen
Through the
through it
tube.
too.
It's through. It's
I have a
just
little-
through the oxygen in the blood.
I have a
Okay,
little
so
hole in my
really-
body still.
You know.
Can I film you, Christian?
Let me just. Can I get my twerk on?
Look at Christian. Please, everybody donate $50.
Facial appearance.
Like just $50. Come on, like you will not be able to ever again see that because he's gonna get eaten in Ireland very soon. The women, all the ginger women is gonna consume him alive with his novel accent and his beautiful brown curly hair and blue shocking eyes.
The stories he's gonna tell them.
That's shocking of like you get close enough and it shocks you, bro. How
yeah?
beautiful they are.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, get flattered, bro.
I'm flattered, bro. I'm flattered, President.
They breathe the liquid air
They do not.
in the movie The Abyss, so he can go to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, that's the thing. But yeah,
Sounds about right.
it's different.
Christian is there too. Hi, Christian. Yeah, we came through for Christian. Johan is just the adder prize. You know?
Subskis, brewskis.
He's welcoming us into his home. We went out for some coffee with Christian. Popcho doesn't want me there. Popcho hates me.
You're not so touched by it, bro. I thought you weren't supposed to
Pop
give
show.
a crap about people's opinions.
Popcho hates me so much.
Yeah, he
That's
doesn't,
rough.
doesn't like you.
Popcho spits in my general metaphysical direction.
He's not happy with you.
Bruh.
He's actually concerned.
He's concerned about
And
me.
he's concerned about the route that you're taking with drugs.
Right.
It's all the drugs you keep doing, Estian.
Tell Popcho he does cigarettes and alcohol and
No,
coffee,
bro, isn't it hilarious?
which are drugs
It's
as well.
So fucking ridiculous.
They're just societally normed drugs, bro. Like, yeah, these drugs,
Like, you won't
these
fuck
drugs,
yourself
good,
up
good.
if you're doing
Your drugs
alcohol
bad.
and cigarettes.
these drugs you can buy.
It'll just end your fucking life.
We have literal scientific studies.
The amount of like I genuinely told him like can we go out to a restaurant before I leave this country? He's like, why? We chat at home all the time. I'm like, so I can corner you and you can't fucking run away.
Gets cream.
So I can talk to you while looking you in the eye
Real.
and explain to you that you are actually dying right now. Like you are killing yourself. But no. No. We have restaurant at home, bro.
There is food at home. There is McDonald's at home, bro.
The McDonald's at home.
Oh no, please, Pop, just love me. I
No,
thought
he's not
I
gonna-
thought I thought Christian's dad loved you. You know what? Reframe. Christian's dad does love me. He loves me so much that he's concerned about me.
He thinks you're a bad influence on me, bro.
He loves me so much that he loves Christian
Yeah, but
to think that I'm a bad influence.
You see, the thing that's hilarious to me.
It's just
and
all I
this
love.
is- This
He
is,
does love you, bro.
I know.
He's concerned about you.
I must know.
Am I still concerned?
About
Does he still concerned about me?
no, you're fine.
Okay.
You're fine.
Rip.
He's a little bit worried about you and women. That's about
Oh yeah, but that's always been an
He doesn't
issue.
worry about me and women.
He worries about your entire future, dude. In like you're going down a very bad path.
Tell
and
Pop Cho.
You're hanging out with drug dealers.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
That's what he
For sure.
thinks.
That's
what he saw.
That's
He was like,
precisely
ah,
the thing
I'm
that would go
drug
through his
dealer.
face. He sees you two like dogs.
Ducks
Drug
dealers.
These are fucking drugs takers.
Yeah, his dad's very old fashioned. Like I wouldn't take it
Your
personally.
boys didn't even have that. No, you have that tattoo. You don't.
Tattoo.
Yeah, it's a tattoo. Oh, we should have like all rocked up or showed our tattoos. Look, Pop Cho. Look at us breaking rules and defiling our bodies.
They don't have tattoos.
He does love me. He loves me more actively. I think he's projecting hatred onto me because it's easier than projecting hatred onto Christian for leaving right now. Bro, I ask Pop Cho, how do you feel about your little boy leaving? He's like, good. Good.
And that's it. Short and sweet.
I now have a couch in the Netherlands, so in case it doesn't go so well in Ireland.
I mean,
Thanks, Levi.
we have some friends in UK as well, bro. You know, it's just a matter
We
of
can make something work.
making a plan. Just because weed. I mean, your dad did smoke some weed with us.
He did, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he
He
overdid
didn't
it.
feel too good about
He overdid it because he mixed alcohol and weed for the first time in the wrong
That's gonna
order.
get you terrible.
No, dude, he doesn't want it to be good. That's all. He wants to believe that it's bad.
My dad, the only way my dad got himself to start smoking is because he's doing it for his blood pressure.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
He's doing it for his blood pressure.
For his blood
He's,
pressure.
he's definitely not doing it because he likes it. That would be ungodly.
That would be so.
But for the blood pressure.
I got peer pressured into liking weed, bro.
What?
And then eventually it was just an acquired taste. So.
I literally was chilling at his commune's place,
Yeah, all I'm imagining.
being
is
homeless,
dude.
being jobless and homeless, super excited about.
22-year-old me coming out with the glass bomb.
We are going to smoke
I'm
that
more
shit
thinking
out.
about like the whole you getting back from work and me being super yay, Christian is back from the work, and then starting to roll him a joint, and by the time he puts his laptop down in his room and he's like, just coming all grunty into the space, being like, you want to smoke some joint? And being like, yeah,
I want some joy.
yeah, smoke a joint.
I want a lot. Bro, every time I get back, Adam is still asleep like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I start rolling James
Out
around
of his drawer.
I just let myself into his house. Fucking wake up. Here's a bad
Here's a
boy.
do it.
Wakes up,
Here you go, Adam. Thanks, man.
sleeps again.
Copy the economy.
Oh, you're dude.
It's nice to see you, bro.
Oh, dude. It's good to see you too.
We give him 3 months and then he's gonna be back in SA.
I'll be in Netherlands, bro, if it doesn't work out in Ireland.
Bro, tell me about this couch in the Netherlands.
Yo, my work colleague. He's like, if it doesn't work out, you come apply in Netherlands, bro. They're hiring like fuck.
They're hiring so much, dude.
Yeah.
So I want to go there. Weed,
Oh my god, I end up in Netherlands and it's fucking meet up with Johan in Amsterdam.
Yeah, dude, I'm keen. Yo, dude, we can get
Red light
left on the
district.
street. My favorite is that like you walk out of your hotel, you look left, and there's a group of people standing with the J. You look right, and there's a group of people standing with the J on the street.
But do you feel free to go and smoke J's with them?
I was
You
with my
know
mom
who I
and
am, bro.
with my mom and sister.
Do
I
you know
would.
who I am?
I'm more not saying like, would you smoke joints with people? Would they be okay with you walking?
So
up
let
to
me
them?
let me tell you the story of when I went and bought weed in one of the cafes. My mom and sister are outside. I'm like, listen, I can't be in Amsterdam and not try the weed. Like, listen, you have to
That would
give
be a
me
little
this.
bit of a joke.
And so I go into one of the weed cafes, and I remember walking in, and I walk up to the counter. I'm like, yo, I want to buy some weed. And they're like, how much do you smoke? I'm like, I smoke every day. So I'm like, I smoke every day. They're like, oh, you smoke a lot. You smoke a lot. Cool. One strong or not strong?
Yeah, I was about to say.
And so I'm like,
You want hot or you want hot?
no, they're like, do you want strong or do you want strong? And I'm like, I don't know, give me strong. And they're like, cool. One is like, they want something and Popeyes. And I'm like, okay, Popeyes. I guess that's gonna be nice. I'm gonna get that. So I get a gram of that. And I remember I'm standing, they give me a grinder and rolling paper and everything. And I'm standing on grinder, so I look right, and somebody's on the floor, like in the fetal position. And I look over and I crouch down and I'm like, yo, buddy, are you okay? And he's like, it's a much. I'm like, do you feel like, get up? And I'm like, can I have some water? Give this dude water. I look over right, his friend comes walking. He's like, I'm like, is your friend okay? He's like, yeah, I think so. I'm like, buddy, just sit down. It'll all be fine.
That sounds like me, bro.
Don't worry about
I've been
it.
going through that
And-
moment of like,
Tells you he smoked a joint of Popeyes.
Hey, no, he smoked something else.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, it's fine. So I take mine. I smoke my J. And I remember, like, my mom comes in. She's like, we're waiting outside for 15 minutes. But, like, they were just, like, my mom was still a little bit angsty and about my sister and a bunch of stuff. And so I get outside. I'm smoking on the way. And I remember looking right, and the building is doing this. And I'm like, oh,
Is different.
oh, this is a
and
little
there's
bit
an actual purple haze.
wrong. And I
This
remember
weed
us.
is strong.
And we went back to the room and like it's been flying. So I chill in my room watching the movie this. And I'm like, okay, I understand why that dude is on the floor.
Oh my
like now it makes sense. But like the
ultimate.
community around it is like the people are so chilled with it.
Bro, that podcast I listened to with Joe Rogan about like you make things legal and then people just go for the harder versions of those things more and more, bro. Humans love getting intoxicated.
That we do. That's something that's been consistent throughout our entire existence.
Yeah, it's been there.
That's why I believe
Bro,
culture.
I learned about Eskimos that went hungry to feel high. They don't eat.
I get it. Like
They
fasting,
just
fasting
It's
starve.
does make you
They
right.
starve themselves to feel a high. That
I will suffer.
I will starve
It's not
myself.
that bad. After the
just to
third
feel
day,
high.
after the third day, you're just high. You're no longer.
You don't feel the hunger anymore.
I'm serious. I'm actually serious.
Nicoletta declared.
It helps if you have a little bit of body fat.
Shall I say hi, bro?
Otherwise, you die.
Yeah, I will probably die.
No. Christian, stop being so Jacomatic.
I've lost so much muscle weight, bro.
Me too. I have not been eating the same amounts of protein, and I can notice it in my physique.
For me, it was the hike and then directly getting the tattoo after that, bro. Apparently, you're not supposed to exercise much when you go.
Did you get the tattoo and then hiked?
No.
I was about
Are
to
you
say.
out your fucking mind?
I was like,
That
my
would've been a
dude, that wound would have
I
been.
was a bit bummed to find out I can't swim in the ocean
For how long?
until it heals.
I mean, that's gonna take.
Not for the tap.
It's gonna take that long.
10 to 30 days.
It's not long.
And there's no
That's too
ocean
bad.
in Ireland,
That's
is
too
there?
Yeah,
I'm
but
this-
what
I'm
the
this-
fuck?
Ireland, that's what I mean,
Surrounded by
bro.
ocean.
That's what I mean.
Fucking
Like,
ocean,
there's no
dude.
like,
Oh, you
I'm
can-
gonna go lekker beach.
You
There's
can
no
dip
ocean
your
like that.
toes,
dude.
bro. You can go diving
can
with a
do-
dry suit.
I see this. I see this dude with his tattoo being like, oh, I can't actually swim.
I'll
because
film
of
off
it."
that
and,
shit,
And then
bro.
he like walks like that deep into the water and goes.
Watch me, bro. I'll film off it
Yo,
so
dude,
hard.
when it gets to like the 12-degree oceans, that's when you're like.
It's when you see the ginger redheads in the shadow, bro.
The ginger redheads in the shallow
You have
are
to go.
freaking
That's a
sirens,
area
dude,
outline.
calling you to
Let's
your
go.
death.
I'll die.
It'll be a nice
It'll be worth it.
Totally worth it.
I'll go for that.
Let me touch your boobas.
That is true.
I'm
I'm gonna,
asexual, I swear.
I'm gonna check back in. That's how all the Rapture stuff was written. Just a starving dude in a cave. The Rapture stuff was written while the Christians were being prosecuted by Nero, dude. They were getting burnt and fed to wild animals, bro. And then these oaks were in that state, writing fan fiction.
What other happiness do you have in your life, bro? How do you get by? Of course you're gonna write some shit like
Some
that.
fucking wacky shit.
Nero was like, kill these fuckers.
Not only killed these fucks, but it's their fault. So everything is their fault. They burned our city. Fuck these.
Hitler and the Jews.
Fuck these guys.
Maybe he had some merit, bro. If we just stopped Christianity then and there.
I looked and behold a pale horse, and his name that sat upon him was Death, and hell followed him. Where the fuck is chat right now? Where are we? My partner had a 100 milligram edible last night for fun. He Chinesed himself and fell asleep.
What does that mean?
I'm pretty sure it's not okay.
It's not okay.
I don't think you
dude.
can say
You
shit like
can't-
that.
You can't say that, bro.
That is
I'm
raw
sorry. That is a very
cultural
racist.
Because this. What's that
China-
mean?
Oh, Chinese.
Yeah, they're like,
Oh, they
and that's why I'm like, it's racist.
That,
I'm
okay,
pretty
now
sure
I
that's
get it.
racist.
Chinese.
Oh my goodness.
No,
That man-
Love
be,
it.
be
For-
sensitive to other people.
If you need a badge, you will feed. We have more
Yeah,
people.
Yeah, I saw Duck Dad's offering me
Yeah.
a 40 to 50-year-old lady.
Your side piece is Netherlands duck. Yeah, of course. Wait a second.
Said something about a threesome.
Yo! When did you read that? Like when you, I was about to say.
I know the feeling.
Like you fucking melted my brain for a little bit. I was like,
How do you know?
I didn't see this dude eyeballing comments and he's knowing things that I don't know. How does he do that? I mean, again, informed minority stuff.
Yeah.
Power, true power is information. Amsterdam weed is weak AF compared to Cali weed. I mean, honestly, Joy Vive sent me 15 milligram edibles. You had some of those edibles with me, bro. Those things were.
To me, that was weak.
What? I like how I was, while I was in that experience, eating more of it, and I was like, you want some? And he looks at me like, no. Like deep concern, no.
I tell
no.
you. I tell you that very often, bro.
You just give him another
I'll
one.
give him another one anyway.
My friends they always drug me, bro.
Well,
I do, and you know what's hilarious? Every time you
Those.
enjoy it,
every time.
because I know it's going to be nice, and you're going to enjoy it.
My friends know me better than I do, bro.
I just think we know that you don't want yourself to have good experiences, and you know that we want
That's
you to
not
have
true.
good experiences.
I want to have good experience.
I mean, more.
to shit like the
Okay, let
Ultra
me
Trail, bro.
rephrase that in saying
I suffered a lot.
you guilt yourself when you have good experiences.
That's
That
true.
you do.
That's true.
Yeah,
I'll admit that. I don't know why.
I don't know you.
I think
You know
it's
what
genuinely.
it's called?
I do know why.
Trauma.
Yeah, maybe
trauma.
trauma.
It's
Maybe
trauma.
But it's-
Oh,
It's genuinely,
okay,
I think I fucked myself with like constantly thinking about all the people suffering on the planet and then me having a good time.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but you're
Yeah,
also
I
like,
guess.
what if my dad saw me? Like,
Yeah.
what if I'm not
What
a
if my
responsible
sister is
adult
working
right
so
now?
hard right now, taking care of
Like,
her
what
kids,
if-
and here I am having a good
Yeah,
time.
exactly. That sort of shit. And then it's like they'll probably think I'm a failure and a fuck up because I'm having a good time right now and they're suffering.
The way I see it, and this is the way I reframe, and that's why I don't feel guilty. But if I feel that it's bad that other people are suffering, then causing myself suffering doesn't help. In fact, I have an imperative, a social responsibility to have a good time right now because I'm in the position to do so.
Makes me angrier.
I'm in the position.
I'm having an even better time.
I'll have an even better time to bring up the social balance exactly. It's starting to in the cave. And the flesh, how was that? I walked away to do morning chores and weirdness happened. Sam, you were away, not wielding your banhammer for
Sorry.
1 second. Deep concerned, no. Does Christian think he embodied here to have a bad time? I think Christian embodied here to rest. as a very like high level responsibility angel,
Oh,
and he can't
no,
give
fuck
himself
my
a
wrist,
break.
bro.
Fuck my rest, there are demons to kill! Hell is filling up!
You see,
Got work to do.
that's the fractal. The most fascinating thing about being a responsible
nice.
adult is when you've had a decade of it and you get sick of that, so you turn back because it is not all it's cracked up to
You
be.
gotta turn back to being a child.
So the best
Revert to
quote,
monkey.
the best quote ever is, "What is the point of being a grown up if you cannot be a child sometimes?" Like, what is you spend your entire
I think
childhood.
it's really shit to turn into a grown up and forget how to smile. Bro.
Yeah, dude. The thing is, you spend your entire childhood being like, "If I'm only older and I can do this,"
If I can do whatever I want.
and then suddenly you get that freedom, and you're like, "Oh, responsibilities, and I must crush myself so that I must be okay, and I must do things." And
So
I
that I
must
can cope with what's going on in the
Yeah.
world.
instead of blooming.
I wish people were a little more self-sufficient, bro. Like, everyone is out there being victims.
There's a lot to be said behind victim mentality as well. Like, I think there's a lot of people that are not actually really victims. Like, one of my best ones is looking at a bunch of people in our country and be like, "Oh, it sucks," and you're like, "No,
Bruh.
no."
The people that complain the
We were
hardest
literally
are those who
talking
have it
about-
the
We're
best.
talking about the culture here, dude, and how it's just like a norm to live in those shitty shack environments,
but-
and how you don't like get together, think of a solution, and fix up your own
Yeah.
township, bro, your community.
Agreed, 100%. But then there's also the fractal. There's a bunch of people in war zones at the moment that
Yeah.
can't get food and
Getting
water.
bombs.
So like, you have to understand that like it's perspective driven.
Another perspective is the
Yeah.
fact that I've heard some of the most visceral complaining from people who are millionaires and are set,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like that also pisses me off to a certain level of like.
You see, though, the thing is,
What's
so
your destiny?
you have to remember where that comes from. That comes from, I spend my entire life trying to make more for myself, and then I have to give half of it to you, and you do nothing with it. That's where that thing comes from. I don't agree that that's always the right approach, because you can use your money to make it in like actual ways.
Yeah.
You can get rebates of doing
Good
charity.
things, exactly.
It's like a thing. You
Like
can just
literally
do
set
it.
up a system where you like take care of kids trying to get an education, and then you can technically have tax incentives.
Yep.
Still, you're making the world a better place using
Yeah,
your
you're
money,
using your
giving
money
it
to
direction.
make,
All right. Love you, Loazana. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you
Thank
again
you.
soon. We need each other. Self-sufficiency only goes so far. Agreed. We have been, and again, like we're gonna reach a point in our experience where
What I mean by self-sufficient is give something back
Mm.
to the community. Don't
be an
Hey.
active, like, and again, I said that on the right here as well, right? Like there is too much consumption and not enough production happening as a society
It's
right
not
now,
normal, it's not-
It's
right?
because it sucks to produce. It's hard.
Yeah, it takes
Effort.
time and
Yeah,
You have to grow an
effort.
appreciation for the shit that's produced when you produce.
Yeah. That's unfortunately how it is, and
Everyone
again,
and their mother wants a fucking website and an app. Try and build one. Go
I mean,
ahead.
these days
Go be it.
it's getting
It's
easier.
getting easier, but it's still not easy.
Yeah, and again, you would have to show up and spend the time to
Yeah.
do that.
Yep, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
And it's
Yeah.
gonna get easier, right? And the gap to you denying yourself what you're worth is gonna close more and more so. And the only thing that is stopping you, you're going to realize eventually,
I have not been included in the game.
is yourself. Right, stop.
I am now bold man.
We forget how to smile because
It's
the weight of responsibility
Adam once
crushes
said
it
it's
into
like
a
way
frown.
of communication, throwing a ball to each other. It's like I throw a
It
thing. you
is
catch
technically
it, you
communication,
like,
yeah.
and like me going like that, it just adds something.
It adds something to the language.
Yeah.
More than when you
Yeah.
play
Somewhere
for us.
in South Africa, some dudes are passing a ball amongst
Having a
themselves.
good time.
Having
Having
a
a great
good
time.
time. It is a Monday
Mine is
morning for a
great.
lot of our friends, so it might be kind of
Oh
associative.
shit, I dropped
I'm
it.
producing more tomatoes in the basement right now than I know what to do with. I'm actually pretty freaked out about it,
Nice.
but
Successful.
we'll find a way. You would be surprised how many ways have been found with that as a
Nice.
guiding principle. Dear
Bro, my
friend.
father is deep into making cucumbers and tomatoes, bro.
Okay.
Always produces way too much.
Good.
Doesn't know what to do with it.
Eat it. Eat harder.
Yo, eat harder. It's a lot, bro.
There's a lot of it.
Fuck ton. In a small little garden, like the little backpack.
Yeah, I know. Like he's
That's
doing well.
it. And you just grow tomatoes there.
Dude,
and-
I heard this, or I saw this post that goes, if every single person, just like in your dad, grew like one little crop, and we shared our food in our communities, food would be free.
Yeah,
It would happen like that, but again,
But
it's the
I want-
effort, and it's the
I
time.
want a whole lot more
It's
than just
easier.
tomatoes, bro.
More comfortable way.
See, I'm sorry, I'm just not growing food.
Johan, again, you're going to buy a robot eventually, and then you're gonna put that robot to task, and it's gonna do all tasks. And then you're gonna have all of this empty space where you're gonna trip yourself out about your robot not tasking,
We're gonna watch
and then
that.
you're gonna task it to grow food, and it will just do that as well.
I want to show you
Oh,
wrong before
how many
we-
minutes?
9.
What are we showing each other?
I want to show you the cult of Dawn before.
Oh
you-
yes,
just
okay.
because I'm never gonna see
We've
that
been
otherwise.
sharing our fractal for a whole hour. We don't have any cards here, no cajon, no kalimba, still no microphones either. Might have been. I'm gonna get myself a new camera, and it has a microphone
Yes,
attached to
yes.
it, bro. Manifest harder.
Very nice.
Hey Christian, don't you wanna give me
Very nice.
12,563 rand?
Just be thankful he didn't ask
No.
you for.
No.
Just be thankful he didn't ask you for 12.
Yeah, actually, 12,222 rand. That would be better. I'll cover the other 300 bucks, dude. Come on, Christian.
I don't have money, bro.
Oh! Just give me the cash you got for Zurchka.
I already spent it. That's facts.
Tattoo and vacation. I mean,
Yeah.
money well spent.
Oh.
Money well spent. It's all mentals that it is.
It's
Money doesn't make things easy.
experience.
Giving money to the lesser doesn't solve those
Let's
problems.
stand on a mountain, bro.
The simple pleasure of tossing a ball back and forth.
That video
How
was
bad
That's
you
cool,
are.
huh?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Pressing the primal button.
That's also one of my favorite videos of all time. It's this like dude standing with like a fucking spear in his hands, and he's like, well, like in the bush or everything, and suddenly a moose comes after it, and he just goes, "Ooh!" at the moose. With
And then moose is like, whoa.
what the fuck? No, fuck this, no way. And it's just like, that's how we fought mooses and things the whole time.
Fucking challenge it, bro.
This fucking stink and scream.
So, Christian, you've been asked a question, dude.
Uh,
In your own words, why are you going to Ireland?
I can't say what's in my head in my own words. I guess summary is I just like a change of perspective. A lack of connections also allows me a lot of freedom right now, so I obviously have friends and stuff, but no actual deeper rooted responsibilities like looking after a child or a wife or a house or a car now. And yeah, I think I'm drawn to it, like, I don't know, it's an energy that's like, come here, check it out. Let's learn something new. My gypsy soul craves it, if that's a good enough
As
explanation.
good of an answer as anybody can ask for, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing. I am gonna say goodbye, real soon.
Bye!
Thank you, friends, for finding some time to spend some of it with us.
Love you all, stay safe.
Thank you for the lovins, bro. Have you ever seen a moose? They're as big as SUVs.
Yep, they're fucking massive.
Yep, they're massive.
I don't want to see a moose. Like, we do have elephants here in
Their
Their
Africa.
backstory about this.
They're fucking
Oh my-
enormous.
Yeah.
Their backs, the
Yeah.
top of their hump. Oh, it touches that thing.
Yeah, but yeah, they're like 2 meters on like.
Yeah, roofie
They're
there.
big things, bro.
Yeah.
All right.
This thing,
It's
bro.
the most awe-inspiring thing I've ever seen, because then you think about dinosaurs and how much bigger they must have been. And moose are absolutely crazy massive. Like, I had that experience with a giraffe. Like, being next to a giraffe as well, there's like this sense of like,
Could
oh,
be
that-
For me, it's seeing what a little car looks like when an elephant's been done with it.
Bro.
It turns it to like
paper
to a-
mache.
Dude, it's like pulled apart on like
It was just like,
steel.
Yeah, no, we're operating on different fractals. Love is true. Go ride an elephant. I do want to. That's part of, we'll do a live stream. When I have my gimbal stabilized camera, it'll be looked so good as I film myself
That
on
actually
the
would be
elephant.
Do you guys want to know an even crazier fact? Do you know how much food an elephant needs to eat a day?
Isn't it something like 200 kilograms a day?
It's so close to that. It's 135 kilos of food a day.
135
That is
kilos.
killing.
That's like 2 people.
I was
He needs
honestly
to eat
expecting
2
more.
of me
I thought it
Two
was
Johns
300,
worth of
but it's
volume.
300 pounds
every day.
every day.
That is insane.
Every
Okay, bye now.
single day. An elephant has to eat.
That's
2
horrible,
pounds a
dog.
day to survive.
I heard
Of plants.
Oh my, no.
You can have,
I'm gonna
you
read
can
that
have
sentence out loud.
6 elephants
What?
and 3,000
Read it.
hectares.
I don't
That's
say.
the limit.
It's
Oh shit, that's
it's
just
something,
how much
something.
You're not allowed
consume.
more. Otherwise, they'll destroy the
They'll
entire
consume
ecosystem.
everything.
and hearing the
Oh,
sounds from a distance.
Skin ripping.
I have not rode a moose. Can't say I have either, but it would be a pretty cool like battle mount.
I've rode an ostrich.
Ooh, Johanna has ridden the ostrich battle
I've
mount.
ridden a camel. That's about it.
Camel,
So good.
slower battle mount, less intimidating.
Ridden a
Very
horse and a
efficient.
camel.
I've ridden a horse.
I
I
am
think that's the
terrified
only
of
thing.
horses.
I am too.
Horses.
Why?
Dude, they're fucking huge.
But
Dude, they are.
I have like a big love for horses and giving them
Yeah,
food.
but they have personalities. That's the other thing. So like,
Some of them are assholes, bro.
you
They
get
can be
asshole
cool.
An
horses,
ostrich,
bro,
love you
and
all.
They will,
I can't say
they will
goodbye.
bite you and remove.
Okay,
your
bye.
food.
Okay,
And
bye.
Bye,
Bye.
love you!
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody. Wait a second. I didn't have my goodbye message. So I'll just have the most beautiful day. Everyone. Thank you for joining us and for playing the game in a way that your highest self won't get angry. Boom. Goodbye, message. Goodbye. I love you. And I'll see you again soon. Cheers! Cheers!